Hello, all you tiny little beautiful people who live in my computer. My name is Finn. Welcome back to the show. Today is another episode of me ranting about superheroes because I like those and I spend a lot of time on those. Hi, kitty. Today, we're talking about masks. M-A-S-K-S. Masks in superhero media are so fucking important. And somehow, movies don't use them. Fuck. So, to preface this, I think superheroes wearing masks are extremely important. I think it's super important to the individual characters. It's super important to the idea of a hero with like a hidden identity. And I think the only situations where it's cool, where in a movie or a cartoon or whatever, their face is out all the time, is if it's someone like Superman, who doesn't hide his face. He just kind of changes how he looks a little bit, but like overall it's just his face is out there. Or Punisher. Punisher typically isn't covering his face. Or the Hulk. Not typically someone who needs to cover his face. However, for the most part, superheroes don't walk around with their face out. If I need to point to superhero media that does really well in keeping the faces obscured, I would say Spider-Man, specifically like the 2002 Raimi movie. Spider-Man 2 does a pretty good job, but like there's a couple like things where it's out, and then Spider-Man 3 doesn't do nearly as good. The Amazing Spider-Man films did not do a good job of keeping the mask on a lot. Oh my god. I love... Whose dog is that? Because it's not ours. I love the MCU trilogy. I think it's really good. I'm not a hater. I like Tom Holland. I'm very excited for the next movie. Those movies do not have him wear that fucking mask. If you like go and count those movies, the percentage where his mask is off is probably like near 70. God damn. Fuck. And then another good example of a hero, like a live action movie that covers the face really well is Reeves' The Batman with Pattinson. I think that one does a really good job of keeping the mask on. Because that movie focuses really heavy on Bruce's relationship with the mask, like quite literally his relationship with the physical mask. Because all Batman media will talk about, like, oh, Bruce Wayne or Batman, which one's a mask? Whereas that movie has, like, both and neither, also physically the mask. It's like, it's the physical mask is like a plot point in a way, which is really nice. But, for the most part, superhero media of, especially this past decade, has been shit whenever it comes to keeping a mask on. Daredevil did really good with keeping the mask on for the most part, even giving us like weird different masks and shit, like him just having a hood over or like a bandana, like there's all sorts of shit. But overall, it's like Iron Man, it's like Tony doesn't hide his identity, therefore he doesn't hide his identity. Or Captain America, everyone knows he's Steve Rogers, so he doesn't have the like helmet very much. Or Spider-Man, everyone knows he's Peter Parker, not anymore. So maybe in Brand New Day he'll like wear the mask a lot, which is what I want. That suit looks awesome, by the way. On the DC side of things, Aquaman doesn't hide who he is, therefore no mask. Superman doesn't have a mask. The Ben Affleck Batman doesn't hide who he is at all, really, from what we've seen. And we've got, like, I don't know, in, like, the 3 movies that guy was in, we got, like, 20 minutes of him wearing a mask? Fucking Blue Beetle did okay with a mask. Black Adam was dog shit. Shazam and stuff, there's no point in a mask. Back over to MCU. Nobody. God, the X-Men movies, Wolverine never wore a mask, ever. Logan just didn't have a mask, and that got saved for 20 fucking years and put in a Deadpool movie. I like Deadpool and Wolverine. That's a good, fun movie. But fuck the fact that he never had a mask. Fuck, in the Foxverse, Deadpool didn't even have a fucking mask in his first outing. He didn't even have a mouth. So, you know, there's that. Into the Spider-Verse doesn't do a whole lot with, like, the Spider-Men who are not mainline Peter and mainline Miles are covered. Like, we don't see Noir Spider-Man's face. I don't remember. Yeah, we don't see his face. Penny has no reason to hide hers. We don't see Ham. But, like, Peter, Gwen, and Miles, it's like, fuck, man. People know their faces more than the mask. And I like those movies. Those movies are fucking great. God, Beyond the... Fuck, I'm so excited for Beyond the Spider-Man's awesome. But, like, Miles has 2 different masks so far. Well, 3 if you count the him wearing a Peter mask. Like, he's got 3 in those movies. And we see him in a mask for, like... Of the, like, 4 hours worth of Spider-Verse there is, we've seen him maybe an hour. I don't know, man. Fuck. Across the Spider-Verse did a lot more of masks, which I love. But Into the Spider-Verse did not. Fuck, man, helmets too. Like, Thor and Loki have their helmets for, like, a movie. And then they just don't. Loki's helmet's awesome. Why the fuck don't you guys put Tom in that fucking helmet? God, dude. Fuck, man. And, like, the thing that gets to me most is that there's so many heroes who wear a mask who conceal their identity, and then in more modern stuff, to make it where they don't have to wear a mask, they just don't do the identity stuff. Tom Holland's Peter Parker is the perfect example. Spider-Man is not supposed to be known. Like, Mary Jane or Harry Osborn or a villain or whatever can find out. It's fine. You can have 2 people know, 3 people know, 4 people know, whatever. And then you have things like Civil War where everybody knows. And then they kind of touch on that in MCU. But, like, for the most part, in a majority of like, Peter-based comics, right? Spider-Man is... Nobody knows who the fuck he is. And it's like, oh, like, Mary Jane knows that's one person. And he's like 3 years in, one person knows. Or a villain finds out, and it's just the one villain who knows, or whatever. And it's like, that's great. Batman, same damn thing. It's like, you can have 1 or 2 people know whenever he's young. When he's older, and you have, like, the Bat family, yeah, like, 20 people are gonna know. But, like, young Bruce, like, Bruce in his 20s, it's like the only motherfuckers you should know are Lucius, Alfred, if Dick shows up, Dick, if Tim shows up, Tim, if Jason shows up, Jason, like, Robin, Alfred, Lucius Fox, Selena Kyle, Two-Face, if you want to do that, Gordon, if you want to do that, but, like, you know, there's not a whole lot of people who should know, but then they just have them like, yep, no mask is needed, I am the Batman, grrr. And I think the thing with the mask that upsets me most, right, is they're like, oh, well, they're actors, they need to act, therefore they can't have their face covered up, they have to be visible. And it's like, cool, let them act with their words, let them act with their body, let them act with their emotion, rather than just the face. Because a good actor can act with only their face, or only their words. If you need all of it, you're not as good an actor as you think you are. If you need everything to do it, you're not as good as you think, or as people say you are, or whatever. Like Tom Holland, for example. I think he is a superb actor. Period. There's no but. put a mask on him, and he still fucking acts good. Like, he like, the scenes in Far From Home and Homecoming where he's wearing the mask are my favorite scenes of Tom. Because it's like, you have to base what you think he is doing under the mask based on his words, and he's a good actor, therefore it works. And I know not every hero wears a mask all the time, right? Like Iron Man, people know he's Iron Man, therefore he's not going to wear a mask all the time. Dear fuck. If Doctor Doom, listen to me, if Doctor Doom doesn't wear a fucking mask in Doomsday, I will, oh my fuck. I didn't think about that. God damn it. Fuck. I hadn't thought about that. Fuck. I hadn't thought about that. He's not gonna wear a fucking mask, is he? They're gonna have him get healed. They're gonna have him get healed, and he's not gonna wear a fucking mask. So we can see Robert Downey Jr. Fuck. I hadn't thought about that. I'm actually a little upset. That's pissed me off. Fuck. God, that's gonna suck dick. That's gonna suck. Fuck. Back to the mask thing. In Superman 2025, good movie. I should talk about that movie at some point. That's a good fucking movie. Mr. Terrific has his mask. It's fucking awesome. Also, Eddie, the guy who plays Mr. Terrific, is like fucking 46. That guy looks like 20. Shit. Mr. Terrific. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he has his mask the entire movie. I could be wrong, but I don't remember seeing his face without the mask. No, I saw it once. There's like one scene with his face, I think. But for the most part, he has his little mask on. His mask doesn't really hide his face too much, but like he has it. I mean, fucking god damn it. Like, listen, comic book nerds and actors and everybody is like, oh, comic accuracy. And then characters who have like a little face mask, like, oh, James Gunn, I love you. Listen, James Gunn. James, listen. Big fan. Love you. Love your work. Period. James Gunn, I love you. If Lanterns comes out and those motherfuckers, God, if John and Hal don't wear the little fucking tiny little masks, I'll kill myself. James, I'll fucking, James, listen, I will put this in your asshole, James Gunn, I swear to God, dude. You're awesome, but fuck, dude. Masks. Hot Girl's mask was fucking awesome. And it's not because I have a crush on her. It's because her mask was awesome. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, masks. They're cool. Use them. I think the idea that they will lessen an actor means you didn't choose the right actor. It's like, if your Batman actor needs to have their face out to be Batman, they're not a good Batman actor. If your Spider-Man needs to have his face out to be Spider-Man, he's not good for Spider-Man. And that's not a knock on Tom. It's not a knock on Robert. Both of those guys are fucking tremendous, and I love their roles. Tom, you're a great Spider-Man. Robert, you're a great Batman. I'm more pointing towards, like, what's a good example of somebody who, like, I think isn't good for the role? Ben Affleck. I like Ben. He seems like a cool guy, comma. He's in one of my, like, top 5 movies of all time, comma. He's not a good Batman. He's just not. Great Bruce, though. Good Bruce Wayne. terrible Batman. But like, that guy needs his pretty face for acting. No offense to Ben Affleck. I think that guy is a good actor. But like, he needs all of this. You know. Also, James Gunn, you're making Batman. Can we get blue Batman, please? Can we get some blue? Can we get like the blue cowl and the blue cape? Thanks. Just some blue. God, fuck, James, please save us, James Gunn. Honestly, this is besides the point. I apologize. I keep getting off topic. Autism. My apologies. James Gunn, listen. You're in charge. You're God. Batman, right? Batman. Pattinson's over here. He's great. Emo Batman. Scary. Dark suit. Realistic. Sexy. Listen. But listen. Wait. But listen. And then over here, right? You're Batman. Not Pattinson. Not Pattinson. Not dark, not scary, not emo. Not gothic. Still sexy. Listen. Blue. Right? Give him the blue cowl. Give him the blue cape. Give him the blue gloves and the blue boots, right? And the blue underwear. Give him the underwear. You gave Superman the underwear. Give Batman the underwear. Blue. I'm gonna sneeze. Damn. My apologies, Jimothy Gunn. Now, listen. I have to wipe this gunk out of my nose. My apologies. Listen. Blue suit, right? Yellow. Give him the yellow on his bat. Give him the yellow. Give him like yellow on the bat. Blue in the suit. Give him the gray to go with it. Right? And then don't make him gothic, scary, dark, emo. Still make him sick. Listen. But make him silly. James, what if you made him silly? What if you made him silly, Anyways, back to the mask thing. I'll make a fucking James Gunn video at some other point. Back to the mask. The point of the mask. It's what the point of the mask is. Listen. Masks with superheroes, and really anything in acting. Like, it's not just here, like fucking in horror media, masks are a big thing. Masks are super important to acting because it gives you the opportunity to act without your face. Gives you the opportunity to show emotion without your eyes. Gives you the ability to express how genuine something is without your face. And it gives you an opportunity as an actor to build a character and truly understand them and truly get across what they mean without this. And as a director, as a writer, as the person in charge of the creative process, it gives you an opportunity to stretch some creative muscles. Because how do I, as the writer, as the director, as the producer, whatever, get across to the audience that this character is sad when they cannot see him or her? What can I do? What music can I choose? What physical actions can I choose? What words, what tones, what references can I make? When you have the mask, how do I express that they are jovial? How do I express that they are making some sort of joke? Spider-Man's a great example for that. You can't see his face, but he's making jokes, he's quipping, he's being funny. How do you express to the audience that he is smiling, that he is excited, that he wants to do what he's doing, without being able to show them? Well, You find music, you find references, you figure out what words he will use, how he will say them, who he's saying them to, and how they react to it, how his body moves. Are you having a hard mask where there's no movement? Or is there something like skin type, where if he smiles, it moves, if he frowns, it moves? There's so many things you can do, acting, writing, directing, all that is affected by not being able to see them. Batman's a great example for this one. When Bruce is pissed, right? He won't kill, but like he's fucking getting there. He's pissed off. How do I express to my audience that this character is gutturally angry when they cannot see him? They can't tell his face is red. They can't tell he's gritting his teeth. They can't see the emotion behind his eyes. How do I express that to them when the guy who's always plain-faced is mad? Well, you find music. You find references. You figure out who he's talking to and how they react. You figure out what his body does. Is he clenching his fists? Is he preparing a weapon? What is he doing? When it comes to horror media, because it's like a little off topic, but it's still in the mask conversation, and it adds to my point. When Jason Voorhees, for example, is going after someone, he has a mask on. You cannot see his face. How do I, as a director, as an actor, as a writer, as a producer, whatever, how do I express what Jason wants outside of his face? Well, typically, Jason wants to fucking kill people, get them off of his goddamn, out of his area, right? So how do you do that? You have him stalk. You have him use no fucking words. You have him attack. You have him plan. You show that he has a fucking mind. And there's a million other things like that. And the thing that gets me the most with superhero media and using masks and such is they're completely okay with using a character who is fully CGI and does not exist. There's no person there. And that's cool. But put a mask on somebody who is there, and that's problematic for them. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, this character that is a not real human, that's fine, that's acting. Put a mask on Tom Holland, that's not acting. To me, it makes me feel like the writers or the directors or whoever, who really, I don't want to blame anybody, right? Because you don't know, right? Because, for example, right? Sam Raimi, fucking 90% creative control of his trilogy, right? And obviously that petered out and issues happened and fuck. But when it comes down to it, it was mostly his decision for how often Peter's in the mask. And that's great. And I think he did a good job. Whereas in a thing like the MCU, right? I don't want to say his name wrong. I'm looking this up again because I really don't like getting information wrong. John Watts. Okay. So, John Watts has a lot of control over that trilogy that he made of Spider-Man, right? But he doesn't get final say, really, because A, those movies belong to Marvel. They belong to the MCU. They belong to Disney. B, contractually, they are, Sony's property, right? So there's both of those acting against what he says. So I don't want to blame him. I don't want to blame writers. I don't want to blame anybody there. I want to blame the big fucking corporation. Who would have thought the punk tranny wants to blame the fucking billion-dollar corporation? Whoa. But like, fuck, man. Let me have a mask. Fuck. You sell hundreds of millions of dollars worth of merchandise based on the mask. Use it in the fucking movie. Yeah, how many fucking figures do we think there is of Tom Holland Spider-Man? Here, let's see if Google has an easy answer. Okay. Based solely on an easy little baby Google search, so heavy salt if it's wrong. I didn't tell you that it was factually correct. All I did was do a quick Google. From what I could see, based just off MCU Spider-Man, and I believe it ended on, the thing I was looking at, I believe ended on Endgame, meaning it didn't include Far From Home or No Way Home. 7 mainline action figures, right? None of which have Peter's face on them, of the ones that I was looking at. Those definitely made millions of dollars. But then in the fucking movie that's supposed to make $1 billion, they don't use the fucking mask. Like, it's stupid. It's stupid. I don't like it. I'm pissed. I'm actually, like, genuinely a little frazzled and upset about the mask thing. It seems like in Brand New Day, Peter will be wearing a mask, which makes me very happy. James Gunn seems like he's into the mask thing. Matt Reeves definitely is into the mask thing. Fucking Doom, please have Doom wear a mask. I will fucking kill someone. God. If you watched all the way through this rant, which didn't even turn into like an on-topic thing until like 12 minutes in, give me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts on masks in superhero media, but also just in media as a whole, as an acting thing, as a choice for creativity. Tell me if you agree or disagree with what I said. For now, that's all I've got for you. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for your support. Check out the description to see the Discord and my Patreon. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. I said bye-bye. Man, why my buttons not want to work?